Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In this video we are going to be looking at Duane, who was recently made Ascendable. He is someone who is in the OG Ascendables list and he is the most recent one. We only had Andrea like a week or two ago and we have Duane straight up, straight away, and I kind of expected him to be like he is going to be, and that is that he is basically going to be a melee style Mirabelle, alert Mirabelle, where he will stun 3 characters and damage them. Basically it's identical to Mirabelle's Rush, except he does actually do more damage by 100% extra. So instead of it being 250%, it's 350%. So not 100%, so it's not 500%, but you know what I mean. It's 350% damage and stun for 1 turn to up to 3 enemies, whereas Mirabelle is 250% damage and stun for 1 turn up to 3 enemies. So it's almost identical. The big difference between the two is that his base damage is actually quite low, 1,367, and he has 1,500 defense and 1,980 HP. So he's quite tanky. He's pretty tanky. He's seen as a support character. When you compare him to Mirabelle, Mirabelle's got 1,700 damage. So it probably, you know, I'm not going to try and calculate it, but it probably comes out to around about the same. Maybe Mirabelle's slightly ahead, maybe. But with mods, you can make him a damage dealer. You can bring him up to over 2,000 damage if you really wanted to. You can give him a damage dealing weapon. You can put him behind a damage dealing leader. Obviously, the Mirabelle that is now in Season Store gives an extra 40% damage and 40% HP, identical again to the alert Mirabelle. So he can get a lot of damage. He can get up to like 3.5k, I think, with the multipliers. So that 350% can just hit really hard, and I like that quite a lot. I kind of hoped that this is what it would be, because I think melee characters kind of lack someone who has control other than taunt. There is a lot of taunt and maybe Shiva. If you don't have Shiva, you're screwed basically. Duane is in the depot, so you can pick him up in the depot, and he does stun 3 characters. I run 2 alert Mirabelles together on my other region, and it works really well having 2 people who can just basically chain stun characters. And if you've got someone who can, you know, have multiple different traits behind a leader, fast and say tough, you can run damage dealing toughs with a stun with Duane. It's going to be pretty nice. You can maybe make a decent team. Now, I really do actually like his active skill too. It's called Defense Down, and we'll just read through it. Minus 75% to 1 enemy for 2 turns. Now, that may not sound like that good an active skill, but on an attack team, you can basically destroy a very key character. Let it be a revive, you know, a shield. Someone who's really meant to be tanky isn't going to be tanky anymore after you do that active skill. It has got an initial cooldown of turn 3, so it's a little slower than most active skills, which have initial cooldown of 2, but the cooldown is 2 turns. So after the first, I think it's the normal cooldown. In terms of what you want to get up to, you probably want to get up to at least 5. You know, you probably want to get up to at least 5. So you want that minus 75% defense for 2 turns. The other ones, it depends on how long your fights are going to be. Obviously, if you want to use him in other parts of the game, things like Faction Assault, you might want to get up higher. That could be really nice on Faction Assault too, and stuff like that. So with the Rush, I didn't look at this too much. You probably want to get up to at least 6. But to get the extra damage at 9, you know, is probably what you want to do as well. Maybe you want to get some freebies from 7 to 10 from scavenger missions. But I would say if you've got Liliths and Aidens, you want to get it to 6, just for the extra enemy getting stunned and hit with that 300% damage. It won't be 350% at that point. But that 50% will make a big difference, so make sure you get that. Now, his leader skill isn't great, but it is kind of identical to the 5-star. You see the 5-star is all fast teammates get 30% defense and 24 crit. So if you know how it scales to 6-star, you kind of would be expecting it to go to 40% defense and 36 crit. It goes from fast teammates to melee teammates. This is okay, I guess, if you don't have any crit leads. He's nice for SR. You know, if you don't have Connor and you don't have, who's the other one? Barker, you're going to have a crit lead for fast characters now. If you had Abraham, of course, Abraham can do all melee as well, but the difference is if you are trait locked to fast characters, you're going to be able to take Duane now as your leader. You wouldn't be able to take Abraham otherwise. So overall, not too bad. He hasn't got a locked-on weapon, so you're going to have a pre-crafted weapon for him. I'm going to ascend this guy because I actually like the look of him. I think he's going to be pretty good. So we're going to just go ahead and ascend. And I have managed to level him up. There he is. And I need to just choose the characters to sacrifice. So I'll be 2 seconds. Okay, so I've managed to pick all the characters I want to use to ascend. All of these are dupes. That's how I'd always do it if you can. Dupes or Benedicts. Never choose a character that you don't have a dupe of. Because let's just say I ascend Turkey Herschel here. As you can see, Turkey Herschel. Where is he? Where is he? Turkey Herschel. And he was from the turkey event, or the chicken event, as it may be well known in some parts. And let's say he becomes Ascendable in the next list. You're going to miss out on a potential character, and you may not be able to get this character again. So try and pick bennies and try and pick dupes. So we're going to send him. I really like his art. It looks really cool. The knife, the gloves, the gloves just make him look so like cute and like, oh, he's a kid. And then you see this big knife. It's like, wait a sec. He's a killer. So he's got 250,000 medals, Ascendance medals, and 300 of these gold ones. I've got enough. So we're going to ascend straight off. He's going to be pretty bad off the bat. His stats will be reasonable, but probably not great. But we're going to level him up a bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of gameplay. Oh, I like his jumper. Nice and stripy. So we have got 6-star Duane. I'm pretty happy. So I'm going to get his rush up to, what did I say, 6. And I'm going to get him to probably partway through tier 2 from leveling up. So you're going to see him with a reasonable amount of power. I'm going to give him some basic mods, probably just bronze. I'll try and get his attack up a bit just so we can see how much damage that rush can do. So I'll just speed through that and then we'll skip to some gameplay. So this is what I'm going to use to level him up. I'm going to use some Ulysses. I'm going to get his active skill up to 4x4, as you can see, up to stage 5, which is an extra 10 of an extra turn, of the defense penalty. And then I'm going to get his rush up by 5, and that's just to get the +1 enemy on the actual rush. Then I'll probably get the rest up if I get some bonus Liliths and Aidens. I'll see how useful he is first. I think he's going to be good, but I don't want to go all in on him and just use a lot of resources when he's not going to be fantastic. But getting it up to 6 is important, just because regardless of how I use him in any part of the game, that's going to be important. So we're going to get him up some levels with that. But I'm also going to boost him quickly to, like I say, tier 2, a bit through tier 2. Okay, so I raised him to tier 2 level 60. I'm not going to go too ham on him. I will get him up to maxed out tier 3 though eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him some attack. So I'm going to give him bronze mods unless I've got silver. So we're going to give him a little bit of attack apparently, but we're going to give him attack set, and we are going to give him some extra little bonuses. I don't think there's anything spectacular that I've got. I might give him some defense. Is this defense? That's attack. That's defense. So I'll give him extra defense against certain traits, just so. I'm probably going to go against melee teams, so he'll stay alive a little bit. We'll give him impair resist, and we'll give him defense when stunned, because he's probably going to get stunned. I'm going to have to level these up. Get this up to 10. So I'm going for attack mainly just to see how good his rush can be. His attack will be as high as it needs to be. Like it'll be higher than what his base attack is when maxed out. But you can get his attack up to quite high, I would assume. So if we look, this is going to give an extra 500 or so attack. There we go. So he's got 1,600 attack. He's nearly at Mirabelle levels now in terms of base Mirabelle. So that's pretty cool. So we'll just give him a test out in a raid. So a team that he could be used on is a team behind someone like Garrett. And this is what I was talking about before. It's a bit of a tanky attack team. But the best thing about tough characters, of course, is they're some of the biggest damage dealers in the game. You know, you've got characters, especially within free-to-play like this, that can just do huge amounts of damage. So I'm going to take these two, just because they've got high rushes, and they're going to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to take a Guardian Shield just to mess around, and then I'll take the man himself, who is Dwight. And I think it's Duane. So, I mean, this is going to be a pretty good ranged attack team. As long as they haven't got shields and stuff like that, you know, if you know what you're going in against, it could be a decent attack team against a basic range team. I think Duane is going to be nice just with the defense down, especially if you do defense. I mean, you do defense down on somebody, and then you attack them with Ico Rush. Her damage is going to be much higher, and that will transfer to the next character based off the initial damage because she has Waste Not. So potentially she could do masses of damage. Like right now, I'm taking no trait damage at all, and I'm only going to be dealing trait damage, which is nice. Which is nice. I'll try and get this to come up. Let's see if this can come up. I've got no command with this team. That's the downside, but it's not too much of a problem. I just want to see this just be like insane. Okay, we're gonna have rushes go off. We're gonna have 1 rush, 2 rush. So what should I do? What should I do? I can kill somebody. I can kill him. Can I kill him? It's a shame that he got taunted. They got no revive or anything. I just need to not let him rush. It doesn't matter if they heal too much. I'll just get some damage in on her. Okay, so heal will come in. And now I should be able to just destroy somebody because of Eiko. Now who's got the lowest defense already? 2,000. 2,800, 1,000. So if I do his active and I just hit him, this should be a really, like, she should destroy 2 characters with this. Should. Yeah, she has. Yumiko's gone as well. Oh, it's grim because of that. It's because of the minus 75% defense. It makes her so much stronger because of the Waste Not. That is really, really nice. I'm going to take a big hit here. I need the Guardian Shields to pop off. I need them to pop off. Some bonus HP. Some damage is in. So he didn't rush, but I mean he's gonna rush now. But that active is really nice combo with a massive heavy hit. If you're gonna use him on a fast team, you could use him with Rise to Power Rick, for instance, if you have like Marlon or something like that. Same sort of deal. With a Waste Not character though, it seems to be really great just because of the transference. That's a freebie. It's a freebie. Just because of the transference, basically. Now, in terms of behind this leader, I'm not really sure because he's a defensive leader. It is nice just to keep him alive. Oh my god, what's going on? Freebies. So I'm going to take him on quite a defensive attack team. Obviously, Carl lead. I've got a revive in here as well. I'm going to take trait damage, but he should be avoided. He should be pretty much ignored because of the fact that he is a fast character. That's the hope. And hopefully in this team I'll be able to get his rush off. We shall see. So I can command his rush now if I wanted to. I think I will. I think I will. And we can just command. And that's his rush. That's his rush. It isn't mega damage dealing. Because he's behind a defensive leader and he has a defensive weapon because he's got 33 defense weapon. But it's going to get the stuns in. If you've got Shiva, Shiva can work off of that and do an extra 30% damage, which is pretty nice. He did avoid the stuns. Cheeky guy. And he avoided the stun on attack there as well. So we did have Jeremiah rush, even though he's confused because he had focus. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to... Oh, I don't have to command Shiva. I have to wait though. I have to wait. I want to do the defense bypass. Okay, who should I do it on? 2,400, 2,600. I'll do it on this one. And Shiva will rush. Oh, it's just so nice. This is a no damage buff as well. I could have done the damage buff from Glenn first as well. I shouldn't have even done that. But I could have done the damage buff from Glenn first as well, and it would have been pretty nice. So I think he's pretty good. He's got a nice active skill if you've got characters that work with it. Aiko in particular, you saw it in the other raid. That was really nice. If you've got someone with Waste Not who can work with that, basically it works the same. It would work the same way with Pain Split as well. If someone has Pain Split, you can defense down one of them, destroy that character, and the pain split that will split the damage between the two, and it'll be enhanced damage because of the defense down. So, I mean, I think he's got some use. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. You've got to obviously get used to new characters. I'm not really sure where he's going to fit in, though. I'm going to have to get him to maxed out tier 3 and give him some tests. But I think he's going to be useful in multiple parts of the game. You know, I know I use Mirabelle all the time, so I'm happy with Mirabelle. And I think that this guy is going to be useful in a lot of parts of the game, not just raids. And he'll be useful in raids. He could be useful in certain defense teams behind, like I say, if I had Garrett as a leader, he could be nice, just having some CC in there. He's already quite tanky, so those tanky stats are already going to get boosted, so it's quite nice for a defense team. I mean, I think he's a good character. He's going to take a little bit of work. The mods could make the difference. It really depends how you want to gear him. You could make him ultra defensive, give him defense stats and HP stats on his combat mods and his weapon, and he's going to be mad tanky on defense. You know, it's going to be really nice. So, do tell me what you think about Duane. Have you ascended him? Are you planning to? Are you still looking for him in your depot? I think he comes out at 55k at base. Obviously, he can go on sale to, I'm not sure, it's 38 or something like that. But yeah, good luck getting him if you want him. But that's in this video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, guys, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.